Guys, we can barely catch a break here in south central Missouri. If it isn't raining, it's snowing, it's sleeting, it's hailing, the wind is blowing like crazy. I guess it's just as well because I'm in full lockup and I probably need the rest. But that ain't gonna stop me from giving you a video. Come along with me and I'll tell you about my incubation situation. Hello everyone and welcome back to Homestead Rewind. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Dee. My husband and I have decided to return to the farm. It's been several years since our first try, however the calling has never left us. We live in our camper on almost 9 acres and our son lives in the farmhouse just up the road. As the years have passed by, while my husband worked in St. Louis due to lack of work in our rural area, we have become increasingly aware that sustainability is becoming more and more important. We decided to return to the homestead to try again, this time armed with more resources, to create this channel to document our journey and share knowledge and inspiration to future generations. While this channel is not meant to be a how-to channel, we feel it's important to document how we are achieving our goals using the resources that are available to us. We hope that documenting our journey's ups and downs will inspire you in some way to follow your dreams. One major reason that our homestead did not work out before is because I was sick. I was eventually diagnosed with pernicious anemia, which is very uncommon for someone in my age. And at the time, the diagnosis was so rare, the doctors didn't know how to treat it. I was 28 when I was first diagnosed with pernicious anemia. Eventually, I was sent to a hematologist who took the time and believed me. I mean, a lot of the doctors almost acted as if I was making these symptoms up. But he believed me, and after that first infusion, I began to feel better and better and better. And this past 3 years has been just a journey of finding myself. Recently, I have had a setback with a lockup, and that's the best way that I can explain it to people. It's like a giant muscle spasm all over your entire body, and it's very debilitating. And it's a warning sign that I need to slow down, because if I go into complete full megablastic lockup, I'll end up in the hospital. I'm not sure what has brought on this flare-up. Maybe it's just because I've been overdoing it. We have been very, very busy here at the farm. I won't lie, it's very, very scary because that pain, I just never want to return to that pain. And so I've come to a grinding halt here. Hopefully my self-taught meditation and a little bit of medicine will help get me back out of this. You may have noticed my incubator sitting here next to me. And I have a warning for y'all, which I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. But first, let me show you my success story from that last incubation. Everyone, meet Roger. He is the only chick that survived my first try at incubation with my brand new incubator. I told my husband that I feel so bad for him, he needs some buddies. Jay got online and started looking for chicks immediately. I ended up back at the farm where I have purchased all of my eggs and chicks so far. He had an array of baby chicks and an array of eggs to hatch, and I was only going to pick out 5 chicks and 7 of the eggs, and my husband said, we'll take them all. I said I wasn't going to do this again, but here we are, and now Roger has some friends. I had to find a way to make room for them. At the campground before we left, out in the paintball field, he's cleaning up the paintball field because he wasn't going to do paintball anymore. There was a old, pond liner out there, and I just took that pond liner and brought it in, and I got my staple gun and I stapled chicken wire to the top of this. I'm going to cover it with plastic after I do that, not only for the warmth factor because they're going to have to be outside, but also to keep the rain and the elements off of them. I ended up going back to the store, to the plumbing department, and because I love the feeders so much, using the PVC pipe, and I put that in there. They just will not stay out of their water, and even with me stacking it up on blocks, they still manage to either fill their water up with cedar shavings or dump it out into the bottom, and that makes for a stinky mess every time. I had some containers, some plastic containers with lids on it that's just the perfect size to hang inside there. Maybe I can get some pictures of that and show you. But I just screwed those into the bottom and the chicks took right to it. And it ended up being a way better way to water the chicks. It just seems like I'm having some bad luck with my first go around with chicks. I remember the feeling of losing an animal from before on the farm, and it's so heart-wrenching because you can't help but feel responsible. I mean, you are solely responsible to take care of them. But things happen sometimes. And as you can see, I've got the chicks inside today, and that's because last night the electricity went out after I went to bed, and I didn't know it until 1 o'clock this morning. The chicks had gotten very, very cold, and I even lost one of the chicks last night. One of them in here is wheezing, and I'm hoping that he's going to make it, but probably not. He's probably got pneumonia. It's really, really sad, and it's a disheartening thing, but it is part of homesteading. Now I want to talk to you about the incubation situation. I purchased this incubator brand new, and I was so excited about it because it's the first time I've ever had one with the automatic egg turner, and also it had a readout on the top of it that says the temperature, the humidity, and the days to hatch. Apparently, none of that works correctly on this incubator. The reason I only ended up with one chick, and it's a miracle that Roger is even in this world, is because the humidity control was off on this. When the chicks started peeping, they have bubbles coming out of their mouth. It looked like they were literally drowning. And I called my girlfriend who raises chicks all the time, and I told her my situation. She said, "Oh my goodness, don't ever, ever trust the humidity or the temperature on one of those kind of incubators because they are never, ever accurate. You need to go to town and get you a standalone humidity monitor." And so I did, and when I brought it back and put it in the incubator and ran the incubator, I could see not only is the incubator not holding the temperature correctly, I've had to adjust it several times. At one point, the temperature was off 5 degrees from the incubator's monitor versus my standalone monitor. And the humidity was sometimes between 30 to 40% off, which is why my baby chicks drowned. I had way too much humidity in there. So I've started this batch, and hopefully I can have a successful hatch with them. These hatching eggs are not cheap, especially when I'm trying to buy colored eggs that are fertile. Plus, it's just heart-wrenching to see a new life trying to get into this world and just not making it. So whatever you do, when you go to the store to purchase an incubator, never trust it. Put a standalone humidity and temperature monitor inside your incubator. I'll do that from now on. All right, I guess I'm going to go back to nursing my baby chicks and hopefully, hey, you little feisty thing, and hopefully get them grown up so they can make me a good hen house full of colored eggs. We are going to have to build a separate hen house for these chickens, at least until it's time for the Lizzies to leave the farm. They are so mean. I tried to let the olive eggers, I've had them sitting inside the run, and I thought, well, maybe they've been in there long enough, it'll be all right, they're used to each other, and I opened the door, and the Easter eggers come out, and the Lizzies all attack them, and I had to hurry to get them back in a cage. They're just mean. The Lizzies, they're mean girls. I'm not going to be able to put any other chicken in with them. And I've come to the conclusion is because they were cooped up on a chicken farm with 5,000 other chickens, and they had to be mean to survive. If you are enjoying my journey, please don't forget to like my videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Please share my video with anybody that you think might be interested. This is how you can support my channel and make all the time that I'm putting into the videos worthwhile. Until next time, love and peace to everyone.